Numbers are fine. Numbers are good. Everything's fine. Put the play should be just quiet on the background so it doesn't cover my voice. So I think the stream is live now. So hello all and welcome to the long talked, somewhat awaited where is it gonna be? It's not fucking writing. God fucking damn it. I spent over an hour preparing this and now it doesn't work. Oh fuck. Okay, come on. Why would it not? Why it doesn't work? It was working. I swear to. Oh, because the selection, right? Select all and then select none. Does that work? Nope. Why does it? Oh, because of the fucking... Oh my god, just fucking blend that with the previous one. Merge down. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Holy fuck. Okay, hey, let me just start that. So, hi. We're doing the, Oh, this is... I fucking misspelled it already. God fucking damn it, it's not picking up. That was not what I... Come on. I know how to spell fucking Smash. Oh, I practiced this beforehand as well and it's going... Smash... That's not right. Sorry, I need to like... Really... Pass... Day everything. So I'm just running with a this. Okay. Still apparently I forgot the fucking H there. Oh my god. Sorry, it doesn't every time not all of my so couple contexts for this. One, I need to do this using a I tried 3 different softwares for this. GIMP is the only one that I got working in a way where it looks nice. Second of all, I am using a what's it called? The fucking I don't know what it's called. It's a tablet, like a drawing tablet. I got this very cheap on a sale a couple weeks back, and I figured that it would be very nice if I'm gonna do any like. I'm not particularly saying I would be doing, especially if I've seen how this is, looking at my handwriting. The art streams are probably not on the radar for the time being. However, what is on the radar would be the Smash or Pass, and now. This is gonna be difficult because I need to simultaneously, I need to have the, yeah, okay, there we go. I need to have my docs on a separate screen, and the moment I touch something, the moment I touch OBS, everything's gotta disappear. So I need to really carefully manage literally all my sources, all my visuals, and all my tools. Otherwise, everything's gotta disappear. Also, about the music, let's pretend that, I have the game open on the background. Which is what I technically did. But the, audio might be coming from a, YouTube playlist. Because I couldn't get the game whenever I click on anything else at the game, it mutes itself, and no matter what I did, I could not get that. And also, despite having access to the playlist, it's actually only the playlist is only available inside the game, so I need to do it like this. I had paid to be able to play the songs on the, as I please from the game. So I hope nobody minds that I have them playing on the. It would be the same as I would be doing this with the game open. It's just that the audio is kind of whatever it is. But anyways, I know that these are allowed for creative uses. So and of course, if YouTube flags this, then well, that's on me. That's why I have it very quietly on the background, and these are the official, soundtracks from the game, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I just figured that I should have something here for the reason that it's how would I say? It's gonna get a little bit boring if it's just me with a if it's just me on a blank back, or like on a, how would I say? Just me on the background and me talking and just drawing here. So a little bit of music on the background I think is fine, especially because the game, sounds. I could have also selected a royalty-free stuff, but I figured that this is more fitting, and this, to my understanding, is allowed on YouTube for creative purposes. I'm anyways not getting money out of this, so I don't think anybody cares. But yes. So now to move on to the actual list. So the way I'm gonna be doing this is that I tried to organize these a little bit, but there's 102 of them, and I just could not do that. So we're gonna start with a well, Wallace, who happened to show up on the. Although he's currently on the top of the list. So there we go. And so I can see the chat. If anything with the visuals is wrong, or audio or like that is not good, I'm gonna be on that like no tomorrow. So starting with Wallace. Just make sure that this one works. It's still not working. Why is it not working? Oh, because of the fucking. There we go. Sorry, I haven't used the GIMP too much recently, so it's a bit of a hassle for me. But can I actually organize the playlist so that it would be? No, I just gotta be playing them in the order. Well, unless I shuffle it. Yeah, okay. I should pick up. It's gotta just play them in, whichever order it wants to. So, anyways. Going to a, Wallace. Now, so, a fun little detail is that Wallace is actually voiced by the, I think the creative lead of the game. They have a total of, like, I think 20 different voice lines, and they're all just Wall. And oh yeah, actually I should probably, since I am planning on putting this on YouTube eventually once I get to that. Also, god damn it, the fucking resolution is off. Actually, yeah, the resolution is very much off. Why is it like that? It's not fitting to. Oh no. Shit. Sorry, I got. Before I get started, I need to actually check that the stream looks good, because I did not realize that it would be like this. Okay, that's not that bad. There's some black boxes here and there, but I think that's okay. Let me just do a little bit of a let's do a little bit of a I'm supposed to have a. Okay. Yeah, but like there's this tiny itty bitty oh, that's the wrong one. No wonder it wasn't working. I was looking at the wrong fucking one. Let me just do a little bit of cropping from the bottom. I actually don't know why this better. Okay, well that we should put that on the. Okay, yeah, that looks better. It's a little bit. I spent a lot of time trying to get like. It's still there. Why is there still a line there? God, this is gonna be a fucking disaster. Okay, yeah, that should do it. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now there's no more awkward gray line at the bottom. Okay, yeah. Since this anyways ran into this has become an absolute fucking disaster already. So baseline. I went through the game twice, went through all the characters twice, found all the characters twice, did some of the endings a couple of times, so I'm somewhat familiar with. I'm relatively familiar with all their storylines, and so I'm just gonna be using the screenshots I took of the game to, like this. Anyways, yes. So starting with Wallace, I don't know which order these are in, by the way. They might pop up in, like, I really should have numbered them, and that's my bad. But I tried to organize them a little bit, and I couldn't find Skylar. I know she's there somewhere, but I couldn't find her, so I couldn't put her as number 1. Anyways, yes. So Wallace, big, strong, friendly, man of few words, specifically one word. Actually, he's a man of one very specific word, and that word is wall. And the one thing that we all need is something sturdy to hold on to at times. Which is why I would say that Wallace is an absolute... How do I want to write this? Smash. There we go. That was short and simple, just like the storyline for him. Okay. That's... Oh yeah, actually, I was thinking I should maybe add a counter to this, but once again, since I don't know... Well, I'll know when I'm done. Nobody else will. And that's enough. Okay, so that's one out of the way. Good God, this is... Sorry, I'm still getting a hold of things. It was really difficult getting this arranged, actually. And once again, I need to hold on to many things here. Alright. Next up, Florence. I really hope I took a picture of Skylar, actually. Yeah, I should have this more, but I kind of didn't have the time to. But I also really wanted to, like, since I finally had everything in order, this is the time to... This was the perfect time for me to do this. So I'm gonna try my best. It's not as perfect as I was hoping for. At least not starting off as perfect as I was hoping for. But anyways, the convenient thing is I'm gonna have this recorded to some degree, which actually helps me a bit. I can edit this on for YouTube if I really want to. Alright, Florence. Now, so Florence has this funny thing where she's well, she sees the right hand of Celia, the mayor, and she's... Why did I pronounce that like I was gonna say Mayo? But it's Mayor. Major. Not Major. Fucking Mayor of the house. She's always helpful. She's really, apparently, supposedly good at her work. I don't know. She's the floor that, holds the whole thing together, I guess. Well, not really. I think it's the supporting pillars, so walls are maybe the more essential. Her questline is also quite straightforward. You kind of just... I mean, okay, every character is... You walk up to them, you talk to them, and you're nice to them, and they'll like you. which, you know, kind of condenses dating games genre, I guess. Florence though, she's a just kind individual, helpful individual, and a really likes Celia, so she's got taste. And for those reasons, I think this is just a very, like, there's not a whole lot to say about Florence, so I would say it's pretty straightforward smash. Even if I actually never went with the romance ending, and I don't know how to even pull that off. There we go. Now off to the next one, which would be Celia. Well, I mean, but she can also take it. That's kind of okay. You're not wrong. She's I don't know. Okay, I can't phrase this in a way where it doesn't come off weird as like, I'm not saying I want to walk over people, but if I needed to, Florence is not the worst candidate for that. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. Okay, Celia. First of all, very classy. Very, very strict. Has a, well, seems to be able to keep order in the house. Apparently voted multiple times as the mayor, and probably never loses the vote because I don't know what kind of election system they have, and I don't know how many. I don't know if she runs unopposed or not, but you know, seems to be liked. The little they show of Celia is that well, she spends her days apparently meeting, you know, all the residents of the house and or the objects that it's so weird to call them residents because they're not, well they are kind of living there, but also they're not living, quote unquote living. Sorry, I need to check which one is the which Brundle's merchant. Oh, okay. Celia as a law authority is very, how would I say, she knows her place at the top, and yeah, she's not particularly mean about it. So as a character, I do think that she's pretty good. And a storyline is naturally a well, she has the whole thing with Florence. I haven't tried if there is a like an individual route for that, but there is a chance. But still, I'm a strong supporter of Yuri, so you know, I think helping out Florence, which is something that Celia encourages the player to do, is pretty based, and I think for that reason alone, this is gonna be another smash. There we go. And then we move on to Jeremy. Come on, Celia is not even an older woman, to be honest. But then again, I don't know what the fuck qualifies as an older woman at this point. Like, people use the term hag-pilled in the wildest of context, and I don't really actually want to even think of that. Okay, Jeremy. Oh yeah, I mean that's valid. That's why I kind of was thinking of making the like a counter at the bottom. I mean these are all gonna, to my understanding, if I switch to another yeah. I can at the end make a count for it. But Yeah, I unfortunately I don't have a efficient way to track this myself unless I would make like a, I don't know, make a counter on my phone. Um, but yeah. I mean, I've heard people use the term older woman from like, now the term people is a vague definition here, but like well, yeah, I mean that's my point exactly. Like, I would say the only quote unquote older woman here would be Stella. Um, and yeah, but like, there are people who are literally calling, you know, like a it's a, I think the worst I've seen has been a somebody turned 21 and they were immediately called a hag. So yeah, that's where we're at as a society, I guess. Cool. Okay, so Jeremy. She has probably one of my favorite storylines overall. The whole what's it called? Improv class thing. Or not improv class, but improv show. Okay, Orongo Maifenya does not. No, Orongo Maifenya does not. Well, kind of counts, but also I feel like would be slightly unfair to a start talking about literal goddesses. But Jeremy is an absolute busybody, constantly going around. You can literally only interact for 1 hour of the day, and even that's not guaranteed. She's it's easy to find her. Consider, actually, one thing I didn't even mention of the previous of the first three characters is that they can all be found only in the one specific room. Well, specifically one specific corridor of the house, and I'm pretty sure whenever you interact with Florence, you also interact with Celia. But yeah, Jeremy, however, you can find in literally every room except for the bedroom and the gym and attic. The more I say this, the less you know. Okay, or the bathrooms, or in, well, actually, well, there is a chair in the living room. So downstairs, a lot of options to find Jeremy. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. She's not that easy to find. Well, I mean, at least she's very obvious to find. Her design, with the whole dress made out of a okay, yeah, this is literally not keeping. Yeah, it can't track my cursor, so I can't really show like that. Unless, what if I do it like this? Okay, so with my mouse I can, okay, with the mouse I can actually do it, but not with the pen. Interesting. Unless I can do it now. Okay, it does show, but it just doesn't. Okay, yeah, it's a little buggy. I kind of wish I had like a pointer thingy. Never mind. I would say Jeremy is overall a really fun design, really cool. Well, now I was hesitant to you know, mention this, but when you get love ending with Jeremy, the only thing she says is can you sit on my face? Completely out of the fucking blue. Like, it completely threw me off. Or like, it took me completely off guard when when I got that ending. As considering the build up to it is like, oh, you know, you just have a nice little, you know, you have a nice improv session, and then, you know, you finish it off with a romantic kiss on stage, and then and then you call off the show, and it's like, oh, okay, so, more than friends, and then it cuts to that, and you are right. Like, she's quite literally built for it. I think this is a pretty straightforward smash. So since I figured I should address this whenever I remember, I know that normally people do a smash or pass list by just having the character and then just immediately smash or pass. But I figure I should take some, since I plan to have the entire stream be this, and I know I started a little late. I probably don't have much time afterwards. I was kind of hoping to play a bit of Monster Hunter, but anyways, I figure I should talk a little bit about the characters, especially because I spent a lot of time, on this game. So I think it's just, yeah, exactly. Like if I'm running out of time, but I'm already through 4 characters, and I'm it's only been taking me 20 minutes. Holy fuck! Oh god. Okay. Fuck. Actually, I just realized it is 102 characters. It's actually 102 characters. Okay, Hector. So he means well, I assume. If you do his entire love / friendship a storyline, he honestly is just very much he's just ashamed of his own looks, which is relatable and whatever. And he just he just really happens to like the main character. Unfortunately, the way he brings it up is the fucking weirdest and the creepiest way imaginable. Like he is what God, I wish I actually could change my brush color on the run. Well, I could do it like this. Like, he is the absolute personification of a stalker. Also, thank you, Celio Gamer, for the follow. He unironically keeps on talking about how much he loves watching you breathe the fresh air and watching your sweat glisten in the light as you get home. Yeah. Honestly, I as good as his intentions are, he does very much give me strong stalker vibes, like, and I think I actually kind of like, in the interest of my own safety, I kind of have to go with pass. Like, you can't up people like that. Yeah, I mean that's valid. That's valid. Oh, actually, let me just go. Yeah. So I was initially planning on just giving a smash on every character. Like that was my actual initial plan for this list, but I figured that since I'm actually putting time into this, I should also actually put time into like giving the What? I'm not gonna defend that. I've seen how some people are. I don't have a lot of faith in the dating world nowadays. Because okay, what options do I have? I'm not gonna start a hashtag not all men, because that is the fucking worst thing to bring into a fucking argument. Well, not the worst thing, but in this case, it's one of the worst things that a person who really tries to play neutral, can bring to an argument. I mean, not all men, are like that. I think it's really rude of you to say that all men. But no, I mean, honestly, men are trash. Partly affectionate, but also derogatory. Not a serious statement, but there are problems. Anyways, let's move on before I say more controversial statements. Okay, so Connie. What song is this? Oh, this is one of the. I should not have done that. Okay, so actually, God, that's slightly too loud. I really just don't want to get hit by a copyright strike. If some of these songs are not allowed for this use, I did check that the YouTube has not given me a flag, and Twitch also has not given me any flag for any of the things. So if I play just quietly enough on the background, it shouldn't be a problem. And once again, I paid for the soundtrack. Which I mean doesn't give me right to use that in a marketing purposes, but still, this is just this is transformative content, I would say. Anyways, so Connie, I don't necessarily like replaying the same thing over and over again too much. This kind of time loop stuff, I feel like is very difficult to write in a way where it does not get super repetitive and boring and frustrating. But honestly, I think the way they did Connie, I'm fine with him. I would say there's absolutely nothing wrong with the way that the whole need to play the same thing over and over again plays out. You have the option to just not pay attention and just just fail every time, or then I wonder how would you get a bad ending, because she kind of asks you at the end, like the only way I could think of getting a hate ending is you just tell her to fuck off when you finish her quest line. So I think she's one of those characters that you can kind of, as long as you just play through, you can kind of choose whichever ending you want. However, Connie, as a character, I think is also fine. She has a really good attitude. She's really, honestly, I know that some people don't like it, but I personally really like the fact that she does all the there is a cringe factor to it, but I absolutely think that I absolutely think that Connie has a really it's a really fun and nice addition that she does the voices of all the characters in her own game with the antagonist and all the enemies, and I think I think it's cute. I think it's adorable. And I don't think it's cringy. Especially in the extent that they do it. I think it's perfectly fine. So, I don't have a problem with that. I think, and also, I mean, gamers gotta support gamers or something like that. I honestly don't think that I have much of an argument in terms of this, so I'm just gonna straight up say Smash. Also, where the fuck did why are you? Oh my god, why? Son of a bitch. Sorry, I had the wrong layer on. No, this is Smash. Absolutely. One of my favorites. And then let's see who let's see who pops up next. Once again, I have literally no. Okay, Prissy. I have no idea. I kind of wish I would have checked her plant form. I think she changed a little bit when she becomes a real plant. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, I guess, if somebody does not play through Prissy's quest line. But at this point, the game has been out for 6 months, and if somebody's watching this, you should know what you're in for. I am still not gonna like spoil anything major or say anything crazy. Well, I might say something crazy, but I'm not gonna do anything like, I'm not gonna go step by step as to how to unlock this or that. However, Prissy, she's a little, how would I say? She's very energetic. Yeah, no, like, she's very energetic. She's very hopeful, has a very good attitude, and she knows how to dream big. She also doesn't give up, and yeah, honestly, I don't really have anything negative to say about her, except maybe the fact that she believes in New Age. To some degree, I have a bad feeling that in a different timeline she could be a aching to an anti-vaxxer. I mean, and that is absolutely a win. Plants are great, and they should be kept alive if possible. Naturally, that's not always possible. Some of the circumstances demand sacrifices, and lives. But yeah, I would say I would probably have a bit different viewpoint on Prissy if she didn't actually turn into a real plant at the end. Because it kind of justifies her, silly attitude and the entire, quest line. But I actually thought it was just like, I don't know. I thought it was really fun. Oh yeah, I mean, of course. Plants are all individuals, I guess. I don't have any. Well, I have some grass, but that doesn't live normally more than a month, no matter what I try. Actually, a month is a fucking accomplishment. But yeah, I honestly not much to say about Prissy. I think she's great. I think she's a really fun character with a really good even if quite simple quest line. You just gotta believe, and I believe that this is an absolute smash. I feel like I'm answering this a little too, I feel like I'm not being jokesy enough. Should I be saying things like she knows how to handle her wood or something like that? Nah, I think it's fine if I do. If I don't oversell it just yet, at least. All right. Art. Big hunk of a man with very little, if one could argue none, in the way of clothing. Where do I start with? A very fun character, actually. Very positive, kind of appreciates your energy. Yeah, exactly. Like art from Marble. I can appreciate people who can appreciate art, even if I am not particularly artistic. I just I just finished a project, and gotta say, I am like, while I appreciate the kind words, I think all those teammates I've had in my years of playing online games, so many teammates have called me artistic, and I really do appreciate the sentiments, even though I honestly don't think I can agree with that. But it is kind of weird that how almost every single one of them spelled the name wrong and just put a U in there instead of an R. But I'd rather not think about that. Anyways, art, however, I like the fact that not only is he one of those characters that, you know, like, from a character point of view, he's a fun, very loving fella, and he also has a really good quest line. You can literally choose how you where you place the art pieces, or you can choose not to put them on as well. Lets you customize your house a little bit. Well, you know, honestly, I could probably draw, like, if I really wanted to, I could probably just draw a Zode, you know, off the top of my head. Yeah. It's like a yeah, like that's the head shape already, I think. A little bit there, and then a yeah. I've had a lot of practice, but yeah, I think honestly, I think art is an absolute smash. He can take it. He can get it and he can take it. Um, just hope that no parts fall off. Um, all right, next up. Ah, Parker. I there's absolutely no heartbreaks. Oh yeah, at least Parker Bradley, the personification of board games, an absolute stickler for rules. Now I have to say, the idea is fine, but I honestly think that Parker is a little bit of a but in like a good way. He's certainly stuck in his ways of just of, you know, needing to follow rules and needing to play the game, and then but I personally am just upset at him. Yeah, like, I am very upset at him for having like the tiniest, the ittiest, the bittiest of, you know, like, oh yeah, so what, like, do you know how the official rules of chess work versus, do you know, the newer iterations? And it's like, you know, I don't know either one of those, so, well, I guess you're just gonna lose here. Like, I don't know, I felt like it was a the whole chess thing really pissed me off. Like, unreasonably so. I understand this is a personal problem of mine. However, he's absolutely down to play probably even Monopoly. And he respects rules enough where I don't think he wouldn't start fighting over games. He's just very passionate about them. So I can respect that with a people that I will play board games with. Like, winning is nice, yes, but I'm not that competitive myself, and I think it's good that, you know, and I also, and once again, I am a bit of a stickler for rules as well, so I can get where he's coming from. So I think, you know, this is probably the first iffy one. I'm still gonna go with Smash. That is not the card. I ran out of space there. Also, I don't know what this thing even is. I just figured that I should add something, you know. Yeah, well, you know. Because he has some really nice interactions outside of his quest line. Whenever he shows up to talk to other characters, he's like nice, positive, and helpful. And then even with the like, okay, like I feel partly bad for him because he's like, with his whole love ending thingy, he asks Chance to throw loaded dice just so that he would get the love end, just so that they will land on love, which is like really weird, and but I also kind of like, oh, I mean, okay, he's going by his own rules, so it's gotta be like the ending is gonna be decided by throwing dice. So, but he just really wants to win that. I don't know. It's a silly thing, and I think it's just the fact that he's not. Well, because that's the thing. He goes around it. He literally finds the. Well, yeah, exactly. Like he doesn't go. He doesn't break the rule, so to say. Especially if there was no rule as to what kind of dice is gonna be thrown. He has to do it that way, but he's just, yeah, he's just a bit like that. Exactly. Okay, next, Stefan. Okay, now I'm not much of a chef. I don't know how to make food particularly well. I know how to make food well enough where it turns out to be food and is edible. But cooking's not my passion. It's fun. I think it's actually fun, and honestly, as long as I don't do something that is particularly complicated that puts my fingers at risk, I don't mind spending a bit of time making food. So, out of the kitchen gang, I would say the how would I say? Stefan is one that I understand. I understand quite well. Because there's like this is an entire, the context of that is that they're just all fighting over which is the superior way of making food. Stefan is definitely mean. He's really hot-headed. And, he kind of yells at you most of the time, which is something I don't really like. His design is maybe not the most intuitive, but I also understand he's got like the chef overalls, like whatever the fuck all this is. It's biggest chef things. But he's definitely an ass. He's an absolute ass, and I'm surprised that you get a love ending with him by just talking to him enough times and being like, oh yeah, I like making food. And he's just like, okay. So, I think he might be one of the characters that lacks he might lack a bit of depth. Because he also doesn't have the, like, all the other kitchen appliances or the food making tools. Like, well, Miranda kind of counts because she's a toaster. Yeah, I'm getting to that. But like, so like, I feel like he kind of lacks a bit in character because Friar Errol is a fucking zealot who's just silly, kind of funny, and then Luke is insane. Well, pretends to be insane. But then you actually find out that he's just like that. Not quite insane, but close. So yeah, Stefan. I feel like honestly, definitely not in the top characters of the game. But also, he does know how to make food. He takes his job seriously, and also, well, I mean, fine, but honestly, I will say this much: Twitch does not necessarily show how many people are watching. Only people that type in chat show up for the viewer count. Somebody did send me put a follow 20 minutes ago. But if you don't mind sharing. I'm just kind of thinking sure. I have like. Okay, you know, that's valid. That's honestly perfectly valid. Not everybody likes cooking, so you know, I can understand that. Like, a personal chef is actually valid, very valid. But yeah, Stefan has one thing that nobody else has, and that is Mr. Cluckles. And honestly, I think that alone will make this a smash. Also a plan. Alright. Next up. Okay, Dasha. Yes, I chose the band for a cock. For specifically their cock. I don't see how that's weird. Dasha, I honestly I don't think I need to particularly justify this in any way. Absolute smash, just like what she could do to me, you know, with the tip of her, you know, pinky finger, and a honestly, I would be fine with that. But if I need to give justifications, which I know I don't, this is my own list. But she has a really fun questline. The character is really fun. The way she talks, very amusing. Very, yeah, exactly. Death by Snoo Snoo. Death by Snoo Snoo Part 1. I think she has a wonderful questline. Like, it's full of detail. It's really fun. The way she talks is very entertaining, very like well thought out, very well written, and she also, yeah, like exactly. She's also so eager to get along with anything. Like, she does role play, and you know, she helps. So I think she has a there's either a couple or a throuple option for Dasha and Abel. I did not get that on my first playthrough, and I'm gonna try that on the next one. Mostly because I had already finished Dasha's questline, but without realizing it, and you couldn't do Abel anymore, or you can get the thing for Abel anymore. It gave me one singular prompt to talk about Abel with her, and that was the last option on the list, so I didn't realize that was something that I was gonna lock myself out of. So that was a bit unfortunate. But Dasha as an individual, phenomenal. Like, just probably my top 5 characters. If I need to say top 5 characters. And I honestly don't think I have much more I need to say about that. Yeah, like, I think Dasha is overall great. Dante, speaking of marrying rich, a prince is pretty high up on that list of things to, you know, marry rich with. Dante is an absolute smash. I mean, not only is he just that hot, but he's also a really actually friendly and nice individual. I'm not gonna say nice guy because that would be a different implication. He has genuine he appreciates genuine love and friendship, and overall he's got a really nice attitude. Yeah, Dante's very hot. Um, I would burn my nuts for him. That's I think that I think it's a very clear cut case. And I actually don't think I have much more to say about him. He has a decent quest line, like the whole discussion thingy. Not like it's not the most interesting one, but it is surprisingly unique. Yeah. Okay, Miranda. Let me just get the let me just get all the the toaster jokes out of the way. First of all, yes, I would have a hot bath with the toaster. Yes, I would put my dick in a toaster. God. That's actually all I have of those. I know there's probably multiple. The bread popping out of the toaster is not the only boing sound when she's around. Anyways, shit. Sorry, I need to go through a little bit as to since I didn't replay Miranda's storyline one bit. I'm trying to remember as to how does that one work. Should I actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something just in case. Now I've already streamed for an hour, so if I'm gonna get copyright strike because of this playlist, I'm gonna get copyright strike regardless. But if I reduce the playback speed by 10%, that might be enough to make sure that I don't get that this does not get striked. Even though the music is already really really quiet and toned down on the background. I can still hear just and just, so I hope it's fine on the stream. And also I just need to be there so that it adds a little bit of a background noise. But yeah, Miranda, she's nice. She's got a good attitude to her. She also, considering you can immediately offer to write songs with her, she doesn't, like, before she knows you, she does not agree. But she does her own, she does a full performance, full show, and overall, the love path for her is very nice. Considering I just a moment ago went through Stefan and kind of went Smash, I don't want to acknowledge. I wish to not acknowledge their connections on the moment. I mean, they're not actually related, but it's it's a little bit of a father-daughter dynamic going on there, and I think I'm gonna during this list I'm not going to acknowledge that much. But no, I think Miranda's nice. Musicians, sorry, I have to sneeze. Musicians, creative people. She's in a band, knows how to sing. Also, Toast is kind of nice. Honestly, like, there are times when simple just like, just bread is good, but then when you toast that bread, it can occasionally become even better. So, if I knew how to operate toasters, I would probably eat more bread. But I would overall say, nothing wrong with musicians. Even if I wouldn't maybe go as far as saying that musicians are my type, but I don't know what that even implies. Anyways, I don't have a lot to say about her because honestly I don't think she has that much of a presence in the game, but overall, I don't see why not. Another Smash. I wonder if there was something I forgot. I don't think so. All right, keys. It's really difficult for me to say much about Keys. She has a little bit of a bit of a cocky attitude. Is a little bit of a bit full of herself. But once you actually start playing through the love path, I'm imagining if you would just go with friendship path, she would just be like, I don't like you much, but I think I'll tolerate you. Overall, she was kind of a character I felt like I was constantly doing something wrong, and I was surprised I got the love ending. But she has a relatively rich story, even if I don't know how much of that is true. There's really not that much to say about Keys. Like, I don't know what I could even say. Like, she's a bit of she's quite rude and like that once she finds out that the MC is actually not a grand pianist, but then she also kind of comes down to earth, if that's the phrase I'm looking for here. I'm not sure if that is. I think she's fine. Nothing. Not a whole lot to say. I'll still say Smash. Once again, artistic people are a bit quirky at times, so that's fine. All right, Gaia. Character that kinda lacks their own story arc, in my opinion. But still, weirdly enough, has oh Jesus fucking Christ, weirdly enough has a some of the longest interactions, or one of the longest interactions in the whole game. When you need to go through enough characters to, get their talk about their nationality and about their country and like that. That is a good 40 to 50 minutes of discussion, and she also takes part in the adventure into the crawl space. She actually has a lot of screen time, but to some degree it's a bit inflated, and she's not exactly in the center of it for most part. But at the end of the day, I really like the aviator style. She has a really fun accent. She has a really fun dialogue, and I don't know what. Once again, one of those characters that I don't really have that much to say, but they're nice, they're cool, so that's a Smash. I've come to realize that the moment I run out of things to say about a character, and also when I don't really have a good joke to make. Sure, I could say something about our mountains or whatever, but I'm gonna show a little bit of class for some reason. Mostly because I can't form it in a way where it would be funny or where it wouldn't be it's just me saying the joke from the game a second time. I think it's just best I move on if I don't have anything interesting to say. Michelin. He's a bit of a bitch. He's absolutely a bit of a bitch. But I also understand that he's a critic. But I also don't think that he needs to be a critic all the time. He could be a critic on his own time, but or he could be a critic during work time, but I don't know why he needs to be such a bitch about everything, every time you interact with him. He's also really high and mighty kind of an individual. As a bit of a... How would I say? I don't know. I think he's got an attitude problem. But I will say that he is almost capable of admitting when he's wrong. When you make it during his quest line, when you go to the different restaurants and like that, if you make an observation that he was not initially in line with, but as long as it turns out to be, you can base it off something, he kind of kind of turns around and is like, oh well, like, okay, well, I didn't even think of that, so I can respect that. So he's a bit of a mixed bag. I do like his questline though, to be honest, and I guess he also provides a cake at the end. So yeah, I think he's just fine. I think I will take my chances getting into those chocolate pants, and that's a smash. Probably don't have much to say about that one. Okay, Drysdale. Such a cocky, arrogant bastard who really... Yeah, I mean, hey, who doesn't like a good cake? But Drysdale, he's I think I used the word attitude problem about Keys, and I feel like Drysdale is the fucking personification of that. But he's not. Initially, I remember him being really mean the first time I played through his storyline, but actually on the second time, when you actually have some spec points and you can choose the snarkier options, he kind of starts to show you a little bit of respect. That's very true. He has a very strong personality, and he's very... What's the word? Bolsters? Like, he's, he's a bit of a showman. In, like, a good way. But, He did also hurt Washford. And, I simply cannot comprehend why anybody would hurt such a big, bulky fella with such bulky words. Boisterous, yeah, not bolsters. I don't know where the fuck where the fuck that L came from. I think that's the right word. Doesn't matter. Anyways, he's got a bit of an attitude. Drysdale has a very much an attitude. But I can also kind of understand that he is hurt. He's very much hurt when you start the quest line, and he does also seem to. Now, cheating is a bit of a mean thing to do to people. Honestly, it's a pretty terrible thing to do. So, I'm really on the... Very likely. He's got quite the cojones. So I don't know. Can I forgive him? Can I forgive him for dipping his toes into a into turkey. But he has those cheekbones, and he does apologize for it. So I think at the end of the day, I kind of need to, I can't stay mad at that face. So that's a smash. Also, the voice actor is fantastic. Yeah, I think he's the one who's in Baldur's Gate 3. At least he's in Baldur's Gate 3, and very much beloved character. I never played the game, but I've heard some of the voice lines, and yeah, he's got the voice actor has fucking range, and he's great. Then again, I'm not judging these characters based on the voice actors, mostly just the character performance. But it's just, I'm not particularly surprised by the character design. Anyways, and overall, just talking about, he's surprisingly well rocking that drier look, even though there's like a bunch of socks here, which is kind of weird. But other than that, I think he's got the frills are nice. I would say a solid character. Okay, Beverly. A little, how would I say? She's a little strong of a person. Well, she's strong like her booze. Has a lot of sting, but probably not enough to knock anybody out. I think she's nice. She falls into the same category as with both Beverly and Kopi have this whole thing where they teach you about the drinks that they provide, and then you're supposed to memorize that. And then the more you know, and the nicer you are about it, the more they like you. And it's a bit of a memory game. And while I don't necessarily, I personally have a hard time with those. I'll get to the negatives in a bit. I don't mind it. I think they're a fun character to talk to. But if we really go by the attitude, yeah, she's desperate. And to some degree, you should maybe at some point when you need to reopen your bar like 4 or 5 times, you might want to start asking the bigger questions of like, why is this failing? I don't know, is she stubborn or is she just... I don't want to say uneducated because clearly she's a mixologist. So, but it just... I don't know. I think she probably could think things a little bit more. Though I don't know. I honestly, I do remember like she's a nice character though. At the end of the day, I don't mind her, and I think I had a good time with the playthrough, or with my first playthrough, going through her lore. She's very hard to fail as well. She's kind of a safe character to call. You just help them out with the whole advertising thingy. But yeah, I don't know. She's cool, I guess. So I guess that's a smash, I guess. I'm surprised that I'm this neutral about her because I remember she definitely is one of the more interesting designs, especially like clothes wise. She has a really good color scheme in my opinion, and like the details. Even though these, I don't know what to even call these. She doesn't have bare arms. She has beer arms. But like, I like her style. I think she's got a very good like. She has a really fun design, and really well placed into her theme of drinks. Yeah. So that's a pretty straightforward smash at the end of the day, even if I don't have much to say. Roma Maifenia I think she was the first character I quote unquote unlocked, as in I had to go through some effort, an additional quest line or a how would I say? I had to put in work to unlock this character, but it also happened by just naturally playing through other characters' quest lines, specific quest line. But this is the bows. Great adventure in the depths, which honestly, not only do I like that a lot, but it was also really, like, it was cool to get a character out of it. Now, the Goddess of the Earth. She really plays that role well. She is definitely high and mighty and a literal goddess, whatever. So she's a little like, silly mortal, but I like watching you flirt around the house and like that, which is a little weird maybe, but overall, I don't have anything. I don't mind that. I haven't gotten a love ending with her. I don't know how to do that. I have no idea how to do that. She's nice, you know. I'm just gonna, since I realized that it's already been an hour and I've gone through like 15 characters, I think, if even that many. That's true. She would probably keep good track of my health, and she might, you know, I don't know. She probably, considering she's Earth, you know, personified, I think she's probably, you know, would she be into herbal remedies and like that? No, but she's got a cool look at least, so that's a smash. But yeah, I realize that I'm already over an hour in, and I'm like maybe 1/10 of the way there. So I'm kind of, at this point I think I actually really need to pick up the pace. Because there's a lot of characters I don't have that much to say about, honestly. But then there's some that I do. Okay, Johnny Splash. If Johnny Cash was a shower and also was trying to pretend to be Elvis, I guess. I have not listened to much Johnny Cash, so I don't know what his style is exactly like. I know a couple songs, and honestly, those are... the couple I know are really good. But, yeah. The genre might not be exactly my thing. I think Johnny is overall rather delusional. Like, sure, he knows how to sing to some degree, but also he's definitely... I don't know. I feel like he's a little too cocky for his own good. However, he's got great hair. Probably he has a really good skincare routine. Or then he's really dry because of being a shower. They say you shouldn't shower too much. Well, I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna over shower here, and I'm gonna say smash. That's also valid. Okay. Ronaldini, and I unfortunately I'm stuck with him, you know, being... him blushing and having his bunny boyoing out of his hat. I've made this joke before, and I'm gonna make it again. I would absolutely spend 3 hours with this close-up magician, so I'm gonna say smash. He's cool. He's kind of fun, but he also has an emotional side to him. He also actually listens to the MC when, you know, you try to tell them, you know, like, maybe you know, like, tone it down a little bit. Maybe try being an actual person instead of a non-stop pretender. I like him. Not much more to say. That's just a simple smash. Okay. Because so I'm counting that if it takes me about a minute per character, I should be on track now to wrap this up today. Washford. Yeah, he's He's very handsome in like many ways, and also has a good heart. Very poetic. I do love me a deep, mysterious, and very, very sad words. So I think this is a very straightforward smash. Very simple smash. Even though the experience probably would not be partly simple. I'm kind of terrified considering what how he describes his time with Drysdale. He does have the strong daddy vibes as well. Even if, well, it's yaoi, but you know, that doesn't stop anyone. Okay. Hoove. Henry Hoove. The Stormtrooper armor honestly bothers me a bit with his design. Because I can't unsee it. It just always gives me that Stormtrooper, like, because of the plasticky looking armor and the weapon belt and like that. Other than that, he's a cool guy, kind of fun. He's definitely a bro. He gives that bro energy, and yes, definitely a great suck. With possible, at least according to the belt here, he can control the intensity. He probably needs to, you know, let out a little bit more, talk more about himself. But overall, I think he's a cool fella, and you gotta smash with your homies at times. That is terrible writing. I need to adjust my hand a little bit. Wow, that is awful. Holy fuck. Let me redo that one at least. There, it's bad. It's good enough. Yeah, no. Alright, Daisuke. What can I say about Daisuke? He's cool. Cool as in like a kind of distant and cold, and he cares more about the dishware than you. He would absolutely, if he had the choice to pull the lever and have the trolley either run over you or a bunch of dishware, he would choose the dish. He would save the dishware in every single occasion, no matter if you're with a love ending or not. But he's also a poet. Yes, very, honestly, good addition. Very good addition. Yeah, God, you can't you can't have mysterious bull just cause any more damage to the dishware. All right, Jerry. Now the character is like nice. He's friendly and he means all the best. And I like the fact that he gets a train collection when you realize him. Unfortunately, there is kind of the fact of little too much clutter, not a lot of wiggle room, and honestly, personal hygiene is kind of a big thing. This has to be a pass. Like, I'm sorry, Jerry, but just even he's astonished by the stench of his residence. Yes, and tonight, honestly, you probably could get a tetanus risk. Yeah, exactly. With him alone. Okay. Luke Nukem. So he's insane. He's insane. He's like actually insane. He does not know what the fuck. Like, he talks about the swarmers and all that radioactive stuff, and then that he's an absolute bomb, and you know, living life on the edge. And then it turns out that he's actually just pretending because he wants to sound cool, and because he had big dreams but couldn't quite accomplish those. Now they do say, yeah, I'm getting to that. They do say don't stick your dick in crazy, but also I would absolutely love to raise up this microphone. Not microphone, fucking microwave. Sorry, that is not right. Oh my god. Do I know how? I can't. Backspace. Thank God. Undo. Smash. There we go. So sorry. I'm keeping my microphone really close to me, so when I start saying the word micro, I'm gonna very likely, every time, divert to a microphone. But yeah, he's a deep individual apparently, and an actual bomb. Okay, Freddy, big furry and has a lot of ice cream. A very cool guy. Ha 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 ha. Also, supposedly has family alive somewhere in Alaska. Was he? I don't remember. I don't know America. I don't know my world map of America. I just don't know how warm he would be. You would imagine he is, but also like this seems like actual frost here. Like actual frost. Like touching him would probably just freeze you up, and you kind of need some blood flow. But then again, that's not necessary. Yeah, he is a family man. He's also very kind. He has his he's the so this is the Jekyll to his Hyde. So he has a dark side, but he's also, I have never heard the term temperature play before, but I know exactly what that is from just the name alone. And okay, so yeah, I would definitely say, I would still say Smash. He's a great guy. And not just because he's furry. But arguably that plays a big part in it. Okay, Titus Andromeca. Tall, armored warrior lady. I don't know why I started with M, but this is a Smash. Like I talks in poetry. Has bunch of small little suicide bombers. Okay, that sounds worse when I say it like that. Has a sword. Tall, armored lady. So, overall, what a fantastic character that I kind of wish that they would have done a bit more with. But you get to play rock paper scissors with her, and honestly, that's really all I need to say. Bobby Pin, they are wonderful. They're really fun. They have actually one of my favorite. Despite being a long quest line, they actually have one of my favorite quest lines. It's really fun. The whole the mob boss thing. You could have like they have a wonderful attitude, fun, and they actually have a good bit of background. Like I honestly, they're very nifty with their hands. That's for sure. And I guess flexible overall. So that's really it. I don't have anything else to say to that. All right. Yeah, exactly. Like I think Bobby Pin is just one of my favorite characters. Friar Errol. I kind of sad I didn't have time to do the love ending for Friar. before doing this list because I think that would probably change my opinion on them a lot. But I do love the I love the implication that they're actually really not yet. Like, absolutely, this is also hear me out. They are like, they're a freak. But they also kind of like, how would I say? Out of religious nuts, he's definitely not the worst. And also, I have sustained myself completely on air fried food for the last couple days because I just haven't had the fucking motivation to actually make anything more complicated. So I can kind of get where he's coming from. And yeah, no, he's a type. He's many types. So I honestly, I do think that, you know, like if you could get to his good side, and have him, you know, remove a bit of that robe, I think this is Smash. Yeah, no, I mean, a very kinky individual. Hell, he technically even has a collar here. But he has a fucking handle to his collar. So, I don't know what the implications to that are. But yeah, no, I think he's a absolute smash. Just gotta get to know him a bit better. Shag. More like Shaq, because he's pirate and muscular and kind of tiny. He has a wonderful way with words. Okay, okay, good. I'm already at 30. That's good to know. I was worried that I'm not that far yet. You know, I like Shaq, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. Jack. It's like Jack, except with a little more French. I'll just say Jack. You just need to help Jack off the boat, and the world's your oyster. And he'll provide the sauce. So, honestly, I do like pirates, and also whatever this bird fella's name was. I don't think they're ever given a name. I honestly don't remember if they're ever given a name. They're great. Love them. And I'm also quite sure that when you realize Jack, also the bird gets realized. I don't quite remember that for a fact, but anyways, I do very much like them. They're a very fun character, even though they themselves have very yes, I am trying here. They're a very nice character. I like the quest lines that are connected to them, and yeah. Honestly, I don't think there's much more I can say about this. It's just a smash. So also I'm gonna skip this song just because it is one of those it's one of those things that I'm kind of like, since it's an actual song, it's relatively long, that might actually get flagged. Yeah. Alright, Arma. The most famous what is it? Most famous battle zone, or like the most famous simulation of a war zone. Also a character in this game. Um, so she is a lot. And I'm not necessarily saying that as a bad thing, but she is a lot. She is... Yeah, she is the... She's all about extremes. Now, naturally, she has, like, a tragic background, supposedly. So it makes sense that she's, first of all, really, really adamant about her work. She also definitely does not rest enough, which, you know, plays into that. And then when she does, she actually starts to kind of, you know, like, she's all over the place, but but she's really trying her best as well. Like, absolutely trying her best. I honestly don't have much of a problem with them. Especially because even though she was very much like, okay, I unfortunately am not a big fan of smokers. It's just that the tobacco does not react well with my lungs, and it's a bit of a problem for me. But then again, she was also very eager to, you know, like, drop that bad habit once, you know. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into her. I think she overall turned out to be a lot nicer character than I initially expected. That she wasn't just a loud, you know, alarm. And yeah, I think she's fine. I like her as a Smash. Like, not much more to say than that. She kind of lacks presence in the game overall, so... Okay, Dolly, the resident bunny girl. I wonder what my take on her is. She has a nice southern accent. She's one of those. She's also one of the characters that you need to actually search out for. She's a professor. Highly educated. For some reason, has a Playboy outfit, which it's literally never explained. Yeah, and the Dust Bunny, the Dust Bunny. This one does get realized if you realize her. And I think that I have that screenshot somewhere saved. I wonder if I could pull that up here actually. Because the okay, do I have the fuck, it might be a bit of a maybe? Nah. I need to search it up on a better time. But yeah, no, like everything about her is perfect. Like everything about her is perfect. She even has like a decent storyline. You talk to her like 3 or 4 times. She has a lot going for her. Like just really well written character. I honestly can't find anything. Okay, Tony. The Now I'm not American or Italian, and I'm sure as hell not American Italian or Italian American, however that goes. But Tony, Tony here is very much a stereotype of sorts. I would argue, at least. As a bit of that going. Not necessarily a bad thing. And also... it's the Italican. Like a pelican. But it's just Italian. Never mind. Sorry, I got distracted. Um, yes. Okay, he's an absolute himbo. He's a man whore, and or more, however one wants to phrase that. Um, Now he can work a lot of different tools, and well, let's just say I could be considered a bit of a tool at times. So he's got a really good attitude, and yes, okay, I will have to say he suggests drawbridge and a moat, and honestly, I have no I rest my case. There is nothing more, nothing hotter than a medieval castle stuff. Um. So yeah, no, I think he's great. I think he's fun. He's a fun character. Even if he kind of has the whole like doesn't necessarily even do any real work, he can still do real work. Consider he helps Rainy out. So, you know. Okay, Winifred. Winifred is a weird character. I don't quite understand her. Like, I feel like I did not do her questline well, and I didn't quite get her that well. She's a bit of a... How would I say? Maybe a bit of an exhibitionist. And, also, this too is Yuri with a river. But she's also really, well, I mean, yeah, she's also really kind, nice, and has like really seems to like helping people. My memory's a little vague on what her questline is all about, but it's about the couple that used to live in the house and, you know, would take showers together and whatever. So it's yeah. There's not really that much I can say about Winifred, so I'm just gonna say Smash because she's so hot, but she's also so cool. Or some shit like that. Also, she has one of the wackiest designs. I still can't believe that she doesn't, you know, she doesn't actually have any... She's absolutely shirtless, but she just has a bunch of water and fire, I guess, spewing out of that tank. The less I think of that, the better. Moving on. Volt and Eddie. Eddie and Volt. Voddy and Elt. E. Shockingly, I think I'm just gonna say Smash. They're two pretty boys who are very unhealthy and toxic, but also like what's harder than that, I guess. I don't know what Erisarion is, but I have no idea what that is. I'll Google that on my own time. No, honestly, these two fellas are like they don't have their shit together to any degree, and honestly, I think they're kind of, you know, there's a lot going on with them, but also I could definitely sense a bit of a spark. So, you know, I think I got a good chance with them. Yeah, honestly, not much more. Yes. 2 is better than 1. Alright, Cam, the living trash can. I think... So, first of all... Yep, that is a... That's what it would be. But, Cam, I think this is a Jerry problem here. Is as much as they're a nice character, and as much as they're like, you know, they're like cool, they're chill. They don't really complain about things. They're perfectly, you know, they're all right. But I unfortunately just personal hygiene again. Just no, I can't. I couldn't. I couldn't even get near them probably. Like it. Nah. Also, they have a rotting banana on their head, so they would attract bees. Angry bees specifically. Okay, Telly. Um. Honestly, all that Telly does is just disappoint you over and over again by just not having any shows. But that's also less of his fault and more just the fact that, you know, streaming services are just like that. Um. But they're nice and they're like friendly. They're very energetic, very loud though. Yeah, like honestly, there's very little going on with Telly, in my opinion. I don't know what I could possibly say um about them. They like they have a it's a decent quest line with a bunch of puns, and they have a good way of talking. They're like the whole rhyming thingy. It's quite impressive that they can make it work. Also, they know a lot of references. Um, they got a good sense of humor. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna always bash and move on. I mean, I am part of the generation that was raised by the TV and then moved on to PC, and now it's just all streaming services. Yep, honestly, that's it. Mac. Okay. So Mac is like also a bit of Stalker vibes. Slightly. But they also cannot help it because, you know, they are the PC, and they, of course, are gonna be paying attention to what you do on the PC, but also, there's a... Okay, obsession is actually the best word to use for this, because they're not like... They're not actively trying to stalk you, but they are very much taking every opportunity they get. Like they are kinda, you know, maybe a little too enthusiastic about the main character. And the mouse thingy is still something that I can't quite get past. I never expected to see an Ahegao mouse. So there's that. However, they're good with their technology. And despite wanting to see other objects, which still kind of, you know, took me by surprise the first time, and I was like, oh my god, did I just fuck things up? I would still say Smash. They got a good heart. And if I don't like it, I can just buy a new motherboard. Okay, Stepford. Stepford, my ever so elusive trophy husbando. May you forever glisten in the sun, and may you forever be that trophy I never got. But if I could, I would. So I think they're silly, and I like them. And also, Honestly, I think they are like literally a himbo. They are the biggest himbo of this game, I think, actually, like unironically. And I don't think I need to justify myself anymore. All right, Faria. She's well educated. She would know how to, you know, she would a what's the term? Um, she would know how to take care of me when I'm sick. Uh, and she hmm. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how are the implications of not being afraid to use a needle good or bad? But I feel like she would really know how to, toy with pain if I was into that. She knows she's got a really good knowledge of the anatomy, so you know she would know how to treat me well. Yeah, like she's a little unhinged. Yeah. But I think she's still on the level where I think it's safe enough that you could take I could take that chance. That the fuck's a Munchausen? All right, Fantina. How do I say this nicely? Yeah, she's still on the level. But Fantina, however, way past that level. Way past that level. Like, just no. No. Just no. No. Stay away. Just like. Okay, sure. Yeah. I'll doodle here a little bit before I move on, and you can explain the munchies. But honestly, Fantina is on the restriction order level of a stalker. Like, I was hesitant about Hector a bit. Well, actually, I don't have the space for this. I was very hesitant on Hector. I could still I could still understand that. I could still absolutely that I could still like maybe let go, but I just quite couldn't. Fantina, however, no. Just I'm still sure. Was it Jerry? I think it was Jerry who's most likely buried underneath the or buried by the tree in the yard. She's like she also has like I get that she has the actual quest line where if you talk to her enough and you kind of get like, okay, so you're maybe like you do understand that none of the things you say about me are real, like that you're like living some kind of a fantasy about what I am like. It just like still, even after that, she's a little just no. I would be afraid for my well-being. Yeah, I think that's probably, that's all the justification I need for that. Tenderness and cause person fake, etc. Cause illness, symptoms, or injuries on self to get frequent hospitals. Oh, okay, I've heard of that. Well, I mean, I've heard of the I've heard of syndrome, but I just didn't know what that name stands for. But that, okay, I see where you're going with that one. Yeah, I mean, she would love that. Oh, so you can do that by proxy as well? Oh. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That is very bad, actually. No, fuck. Christoph. I don't know how to say this in words, so I'm gonna write it down instead. Why would you do what the fuck? Yeah, yeah, no, he tall, Viking. Has a nice Norwegian accent. Same thing with Dasha. Could crush me under a pinky. Different thing with Dasha. Would crush me under a pinky. I don't think this is. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, I've heard of that appearing shows. I think I've watched enough like hospital drama stuff to know that that is an actual thing, or well, that's a thing that's on TV, and I assume that I assume there's probably some real world basis on that. So so yeah. But speaking of a insane shit, Jean-Lu is a pass. It just straight up pass. He's way too high and mighty, and I'm not really too big on rap myself. Also, I cannot handle his ball cock, so it would never work between us, honestly. Yeah, this just unfortunately a character that kind of missed me on the like. Not saying they're a bad design, but just not my thing. Okay. Luna. Why do I have Luna here? I'm not supposed to have Luna here, but Luna would also be a smash. Well, fuck it, since it's a... I forgot to switch the color. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I took a picture of both Luna and a Connie, but I forgot to remove Luna from the list. This doesn't count. Gypsy Rose. Connie and Luna are not particularly different. I honestly think that they're about the same. Like, technically, Luna is one of a, yeah. And Luna is technically just one of a, Connie's own, like, different personas. Part of her character. The good character. I could have also, like, if I really wanted to, I could have had all the different aspects. But I just, yeah. Yeah, no, that one doesn't count. Okay, Rainy. I like Rainy. I actually think that she's got attitude, but she's got a really good attitude. And she, despite having problems, she copes with them quite well. And eventually, like, hell, I mean... it's a I think it's just a wonderful thing when people are able to, you know, it's difficult to admit when there's something wrong or if there's something that they need help with, but I can definitely appreciate people who can do that, and you know, like find the strength to do that is always a admirable. Oh yeah, I mean I figured, but also like in case you would have lost count, I'm keeping loose track of where I am. Yeah, but honestly, I like Rainy. I think it's a smash. She's fun, and also knows how to. She knows her own value, and I like that. She's like very confident and like that. Even if there's, you know, yeah. Sinclair, 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 Sinclair. I mean, Sudsy, but Sinclair, Sinclair, just nah, just nah. I clanging those pipes is not worth it to, you know. It's not worth all that. Even, I mean, okay, he turns out to be a completely fine character. After going through the he's like nice, but I don't think I know well enough about. I don't know enough about him. After he, you know, regains his senses, and like he's a fun character, but still a pass for the purpose of this list. Pass. Hanks. Yeah, no, I would call it a professional plumber. I think that would be maybe for the best for all parties. Hanks, I'm not into sports. I'm not into extremes. I'm not into extreme sports. Hank number 3 is a fucking freak. And against previous statements, during which I'm afraid I might have lied, I don't think I could take on 5 guys, especially if they're these 5 guys. Like once again, this is the thing with, you know, this is the thing with threesomes and foursomes. Why would I want more people to disappoint? And I know for a fact that, you know, this is just no, they're all unhinged. Every single one of them is unhinged. Hank number 2 is relatively sensible, but if you don't have the courage to tell the rest of the guys, you know, to stop killing themselves, you know, you're part of the problem. Okay, Penelope. Okay. Your local secretary stereotype, whatever, goes through love, you know, dating advice from magazines. Okay, first of all, the game portrays the concept of using quotes as a bad thing. I don't see that as a bad thing. Some people need that external kind of like external, you know, encouragement. Like if they can see that like, I think there's nothing wrong with that. She's desperate as all fuck. And kinda doesn't have much more character outside of the fact that it's just unfortunate in love. Or like a hopeless romantic, I guess. But she has a bit of an attitude to herself, and honestly, I can't judge her for that, so, yeah, I'm just gonna say smash. I don't have a reason to say pass, and, she's a fun character. I think she's a very fun character. Also, a very easy questline. Okay, Willy. I think I already talked about Willy. Oh, I mean, I've talked about all these characters, but Willy is that really sudden character that shows up that you don't necessarily, expect. I mean, once you figure out how to get Willy, you figure out how to get all the characters pretty much, except for a dog. I like Willy. I personally like Willy. She's assertive. She's got aspirations. She's got character, but she also has a playful side. Honestly, without much further ado, she doesn't have much more going for that, but she has also quite the nice dialogue. So I like her. A smash. Barry, the ever so couple screws loose Barry. I think they're really fun. They were one of the first characters I, found out, just, stumbled upon. So they always have a little bit of like that was a really fun surprise to run into. Also, since there's actual lyrics in the background, once again, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, that's better. Okay, I need those. I need those jocks. Okay, there we go. So I like Barry. I think Barry's fun. I think he's very nice. He's like very friendly, and he's got a little bit of that, fixations. Like, knows a lot about this stuff and that stuff, and is really interested in that. I think that's always cute. I think that's always a nice thing. That's always a nice feature in people. So since I'm running low on time, I'm gonna try to ramble a bit less and gonna actually move forward a bit more efficiently. So that's a smash. Aaron. Deep breaths and smash. She could absolutely choose to leave me breathless. Okay, good. 50 Shades of characters already through, and man, just like Aaron, I'm gonna keep this, with very few words. She's got attitude, but she's also kind of fun. Especially once you realize her, she gets really happy about that, and could get some clothing, but well. Holly, okay, Holly. The spirit of Blissmas, and probably, I don't know. I don't think they mentioned any other holidays, like maybe Keister and Halloween, something like that. Holly is constantly in a rush, a little obsessed about her work, but also once again, I don't see that as a bad thing in the person. I think it's a societal problem where people need to be like that. So she's nice, she's quirky, she's fun. I think this is a very, very simple smash, and I'm still sorry for getting her fired in my first playthrough. I really should have thought that one through. Revel. Who doesn't like a bad bitch, or whatever that term means? I actually have no idea. I fear that I shouldn't be saying that like that, but she's a troublemaker, ever so angry and hostile and weirdly flirty as well, and but she's got her problems and she's dealing with them. I love the I love the rubber duck character. Like, I'm really torn on this, but I think I kind of have to say smash. Like, I can't fix her, and I don't think there's any room left to make her worse, but she can definitely ruin me. So, yeah. Alright, Koa. an absolute, a really nice, gentle spirit. And, love their vibes. This is Smash. Like, no doubt. Alright, Lyric. Yes, also Deadball. Lyric, the local AO free enjoyer. Not the only one, but most likely the biggest. A bit of a pretty boy. A bookworm, one could say. Knows how to write a steamy. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I think he's nice, and he has quite the options for his quest line, and I can absolutely I can respect the fact that the game lets you write literal smut while playing it. So this is a smash. Okay. River. He could write a story with just his tag list, probably. Okay, River. She's a bit of a bland personality, but I think that's absolutely intentional because she's really desperate to try to appeal to everyone. Really, just trying to be like try to be the best for everyone and trying to adjust herself. I wouldn't go as far as saying tragic character because there's not like there's a lot of tragedies that foot, but she's nice, she's friendly, and she doesn't judge me even when bathing. So honestly, that's already more than I can ask for. So that's a smash. And once again, a very flexible character. Scandelabra. On the topic of characters that could make me worse, this little rascal. I was thinking I could do John Wick, who would be more they would be the actual character, but honestly, I think Scandelabra is the I like the default form, I would say. Like the object proper form. So I'm gonna go with Scandelabra, and I'm gonna say this pesky troublemaker gossiper is also an absolute smash. If they can convince me to kiss a what's it called, a candle leg or whatever, I guess a candelabra, they hold powers over me that I cannot afford to start judging. So that's a smash. Also, they're not much of a I'm not legally obligated to answer that. They're not much of a troublemaker. They're just, Okay. Now, knowing how dating Chans goes, I understand that there are problems, but also nerdy, good-hearted, could run a campaign, and a very creative individual. Oh yeah, I know, but I'm still not obligated to answer that. I think there's just, really fun character. Love him. And I'm just gonna move forward because it's getting late. Tyro. another really fun character, glistening body, and also would be really warm to hug. They're very friendly. They know how to. They could cheer up. They could cheer me up on any day, but just folding me a little swan or a turtle or a pig out of towels. So I think this. I think this a Heart of Gold individual gets an absolute smash. Okay. All right, the official daddy of this list, Mikey. Honestly, he's a single father who's just trying to make a living to support his family, and very loving father as well. I cannot fault them for I cannot fault them for working for the game industry. So I would say this is definitely a smash. Also, I love Gumba, so I can't really blame the FOMO gamble thing. Curtain Rod. These are cool fellas. These are very cool fellas. I'm not maybe the biggest fan of their thing, but like I honestly am not the biggest fan of the whole talking shit and like I get that they do it like lightheartedly, but in my opinion, I feel like they would I didn't get the love ending with them. Okay, good. I'm moving at an acceptable pace, I feel like. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I'm particularly that into the whole like they would absolutely shatter my confidence in just, one stroke in and I already completely stroked out. Just no. Don't like the whole talking smack thingy. Shelly. Yeah, exactly. Like I think I can do this. I like Shelly. Shelly is fun. Shelly is very energetic, but also an absolute mess. I think, if she can support my books, I can support her. I think that's just a smash. Also, she could bench press me absolutely, and yeah, I love the energy. Bo, okay, Bo. I've always been a big Indiana Jones fan, so the whole adventure archetype works really well for me. Cardboards are like the most essential thing to have. If you have anything else than cardboards, that is, because you never know when you need to carry stuff. Honestly, finding a good box is surprisingly difficult. She's got a great attitude. I like her. She has one of the more detailed and better quest lines, and she's fun to interact with. Maybe lacks a bit of depth in terms of personality because she's all about the adventure thing, but actually not even. That's not true. With the whole realization story with the camp and like that, I think she's great. She's honestly great. Ben Hua. Honestly, they are like, despite the design being quite a lot, they are an understanding individual. They know how to take care of themselves and others. And I don't think they would judge. Yeah, exactly. Not bland, even if lacks a bit depth. Honestly, since I already feel bad for the whole the fact that they need to exist as a that the only reason they are around is because of the gag gift aspect. This is Smash. Oh, okay. They're an advocate for safe sex, so you know, I feel like you know that's good enough. Lux. Lux. This twink, this absolute twink, I would destroy them in a heartbeat. But that's derogatory and not affectionate. No, wait, shit, that's... Shit. God, no. Almost wrote the fucking pass sign on the... Yeah, no, they're an ass. They're an absolute ass. Like... even when you try to be nice to them, they're just an ass. I don't have anything good to... Yeah, exactly. Like, I have nothing good to say about them. Literally nothing. Like, and they're a great character, naturally, for the game, but, like, for the sake of this list, don't like him. Abel, if I'm able to, I will definitely smash. He's supportive, he's kind, he's got that southern, you know, he's got a cowboy vibes to him, and just overall, you know, he's just great. I couldn't think of a single bad thing about him. Definitely daddy vibes. I completely forgot about Demon. Yeah, because you really get them as Demon. I don't think, no matter what you do, you can't get them as Demon. Yeah, so, you know. Now, if this was Gina or Demon, the answer would be same. This is an absolute smash. But, you know, I'm willing to pay the consequences. I don't think I have much to say. I realized I don't have any kind of glitch. I don't have a glitch sound effect or anything like that to play for this one. So, you know, they have one of the most detailed storyline or quest line. So, why is, oh my god, why is, okay, Kobe's, fuck. I thought I must have deleted the wrong one. Oh no. Well, this is a bit awkward, but it's not a big problem. It's just a little different. I could have done it like this as well, but because these are always different, I didn't want to. I don't know, actually. It could be that I accidentally opened up the, like, I press a screenshot before I close this menu from it, so, you know, because if I'm perfectly honest, I did not go through all these, like, I made sure that I had all the screenshots during stream, but I didn't check this, like, in post, so there's a good chance that there might be a second one that happened to be like this. I also don't pay a lot of attention at times. But Kobe, I think she's super nice, very friendly. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but they're an entrepreneur. Always very positive and kind. They also got this, you know, was no bare arms, but you know, bean arms. Honestly, it's just a smash. Hot as coffee. What can I say? Dunk. The second the second extreme of the himbo spectrum. Stepford is the Stepford is the Stepford is the super looks oriented himbo. Dunk is the ah shit, my this thing's not properly. That's fine. Dunk is the sporty, whatever is it called, the football player himbo. He is a really fun fella. Has a bit of background, some daddy issues actually. But I can work with that. Or work on that, depends if he wants help with it or not. So yeah. Jog! Yeah, that's the word, jog. Yeah. I think he's just great, so that's a smash. Teddy. Another character that I feel like kinda could have a bit more to them. And to be honest, the whole smashing the childhood. Well, yeah, that's the thing, because Jock is a little bit of a like there's oftentimes a high school Jock is, you know, bit of a jerk, but still, I think that's the most accurate term, because I think it's like a it's a Jock affectionate, but yeah, Teddy, like the whole smashing your childhood teddy bear is weird to me, but also since it's a bit different, I shouldn't question it in the context of this game. However, they're very caring, they're very warm, and I love the onesie they get when you realize it. So honestly, god damn it, I'm on the wrong fucking level again. Get on my level. Smash. And then we move on. Wyndolin. She has a bit of an attitude to herself, but I think it's like a good kind of attitude. She knows exactly where she stands. She knows exactly what she wants. And she's really trying to look out for the main character, so I can appreciate that. Okay, yeah, I'm about on schedule here. Good. So I might be able to get this done in 30 minutes now. Honestly, I can respect Wyndolin, and even if she wouldn't probably, you know, be down to it, you know, given the chance, smash. Tina. I never did the love ending for her, but also I don't think I kind of know where that's going, so I don't think I need to you know, give the proper how would I say, to give a proper, you know, estimation on her character. Once again, the whole triangle thing, like, I wouldn't disappoint myself, another person, and then another person. I can't do it. I just can't do that. So, she's a bitch, and she is well aware of it, and intentionally is being like that, and he's not even trying to be fun about it. I think that's a pass. I lack the vision to see those angles. She's a little too obscene, in my opinion. And she isn't particularly. I mean, she is a bit kind of cute, but you know. Okay, Lucinda Lavish. Speaking of curves, Lucinda Lavish, the character who is very upfront about, you know, flirting with you, and appears completely out of the fucking blue, without whether you want it or not. I was trying to look for the soundtrack if I could play that through the Steam music player, but you don't actually have a you don't it doesn't let you play them through there even if you have a DLC or like that. But so I was going through the DLC information as to like, is there an option for that? There isn't. Lucinda is the sole reason why that DLC keeps getting negative reviews on Steam, because people fucking hate. They fucking hate the fact that she pops up out of the fucking blue. Now, naturally, I'm on the same standpoint. It is really annoying, but I think that's very own character, very own brand. I think it really adds like a it really elevates the fact that she alters the gameplay. Really elevates it. She is really well done character who I don't think is even that much of a bitch. She's very full of herself, but honestly, I kind of like her. So this is Smash. Alright. My dear beloved Chimera Abomination. Yeah, no, I know. Lucinda is a bitch, but I still kind of, I still kind of like her. Nightmare. A surprisingly profound character. A surprisingly very interesting. The fucking design is weird. It's a lot of different kinds of head you could get out of this thing. You know, actually, maybe I should just stop talking about that. Yeah, no, it's a Smash. It's horrifying, eldritch. You know, horrors beyond my comprehension. Doesn't matter. We all know where this is going. Friendly neighborhood, animal shelter holder or a host. Mateo is literally the best boy. Like, it's no contest. Best boy. Like, what can I even say at this point? Like, soft, warm, helpful. Just the best. Okay, so XXX Shadow Lord 420XXX, or also known as Skippy. First of all, whatever the fuck this is, wood. Second of all, Skippy, the little twink behind this, also a Smash. Do gotta stand a good gamer. Well, honestly, they are very problematic individual. They are a very problematic individual. They have abandonment issues. They have a lot of insecurities, and they also are kind of not able to be upfront about anything. But well, I can look past those. Yeah, you know. Speaking of problematic. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, whether it's clean or dirty, I think Dirk is always gonna be a pass. Once again, I was planning on doing a full-on smash on every single character in this, but since I'm actually giving proper answers, Dirk has to be, it has to be passed. I could barely muster through the fucking toxic wasteland that was Dirk and Harper. So I am just, no, not touching that. Filthy. Get that away from me. And since we're following on that note, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it would be funny for the first 20 characters, but then it's just like, well, I mean, there's like literally no thought put into this. Harper. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I could have done this whole thing, in 5 seconds. If I had just done like, oh, okay, so here are all the characters and smash, or would, for example, that works too. But I figured since I'm actually putting effort into this and I'm not doing it, I'm not gonna do the whole bit as a like I'm actually gonna go through the entire list. 102 characters with all me just going, well, still Smash would be really boring. It works on shorter lists, but not like this. I think this one actually requires like, to actually keep it interesting, I need to have like something on it. But yeah, no, I don't think I need to particularly. Actually, just one thing. This is a like I think Harper requires absolutely no further context. Like just no. Betty. Honestly, once again, another character that I feel like could have maybe had a little bit more to them. There was some talk with Betty, I think. She has like she has relations with other characters in the game, and she's overall quite liked. She's very nice, very kind. Seems to be a fan favorite, based on what I've heard. Honestly, I think it's just a straightforward Smash. I fucked it up. Why is that? That's supposed to be undo. I want that to look a bit nicer. Exactly. Like would be really nice to just hold. Also quite tall, and like a I guess the pillows are also a nice aspect. Wait, how do I pronounce it? Dina? I think it's Dina. So there's this movie called The One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That however has absolutely no relevance to this character. She's simply traumatized through osmosis, and she's just very troubled and very has a lot going on. Because the main character has a lot going on, and there really is no good defense for this, but I'm still gonna. It's still a Smash. She does eventually clear her head if you talk to her enough. So I'm just saying, that I there are some things I can look past. Okay, Vaughn Trap. Could I fix her? Depends. Is it my diary entries or not? Because I don't think I could possibly fix somebody who would be mixed up by somebody else's, entries. I don't think I could. Hell yeah, 69 smashes. But no, I don't think I could fix her. Sometimes you just don't need to care. Okay, Vaughn trap. The mouse trap. Or rat trap, I guess. The exterminator. If I'm not mistaken, it's a Boston accent. I think. I'm not sure. I'm really bad with accents, but it's like a... Yeah, man. I actually really like the character. Like, I really like the character. They're actually quite fun. They're like a really... They're like a really nice character to talk to because they have a lot of character. They have a lot of character, even if they're a little bit of a stereotype like Tony. However, all they do is dwell in the basement, sit in the dark, smell like cheese, and wait for the inevitable, I guess. And also, they have a rather poor posture. I simply couldn't do myself. I simply could not. Even if I don't smell like cheese. I hope, at least. Really hoping. So, once again, a problem of personal hygiene. That's the one thing that I cannot look past. Normally, not against traps, but damn. Or nothing wrong with them, but anyways, Maggie. Probably the hardest quest line. Okay, second hardest quest line in the whole game. Like, really, yeah, I'm sorry. It's just that the Vaughn doesn't have her in the right places for me. Oh god. Maggie is really cool. I like not only do I have a bit of that, the not only do I have a little bit of that, detective, interest. I think detective stories crime shows are cool and like that. They're occasionally really fun to, just watch. I love Columbo. And yeah, the whole Nancy Drew aspect, I think is kind of neat. Maggie does it quite well. But once again, her storyline is like really fucking long. Because you need to talk to multiple different characters. But I like that she's like I don't know what word to use for that exactly, but she's got really good vibes. She's got good energy, and she's also smart. So that's a smash. I appreciate when somebody can do the thinking for me, for I'm not very good at it. Okay. Bathsheba. I'm just gonna straight up. I'm gonna admit defeat here and say that the princess vibe doesn't really work for me, and also I would disappoint her time and time again. I would disappoint her once by arriving to the place, and I would disappoint her at least twice before even leaving. So that's unfortunately a pass. Like that just simply couldn't. That's also valid. Alright, Amir. A very handsome, very cool design overall character who's a bit of an enabler, so I can see a bit of myself in that. Which might not be that attractive, but I still very much do like them. They're very well. Threesome with a Miranda and a Bathsheba would be very fast. So that would be tolerable. she can talk to my dead corpse all she wants, or belittle my dead corpse all she wants. Honestly, I love Amir. He's great. Why do I spell Sam? Oh my god. Oh good god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh good god. Sorry. I seem to be thinking about Supernatural a bit too much. Okay. God fucking damn it. Okay, money. Yeah, I think it's just the fact that the whole, paranormal stuff and mirrors and all that thing just got my wires all mixed. However, who would not get my wires all mixed and would probably tell me to get less wires. Monique is, well, she's like cold, calculating, or calculative. But also she's very supportive. She's actually really nice, and she always wants the absolute best. Like, she wants to actually help with finances. And also infinite money glitch? Question mark. So I think that's a smash. I really don't see anything wrong with Monique, so as long as Sophie approves. Fabrizio, he's a liar. He's a cheater. He's not actually. I think he has never even been to Italy, and he doesn't even own a Vespa. But he's also handsome, and he talks, beautiful. So I forgave him in the game. I'm gonna forgive him on this one as well. He's got nice wood anyway, so. Alright, Bodhi, the cool windbreaker, the 80s personified. He's cool. I love he's got such a what can I say? I'm very weak to, long and beautiful words that I don't understand. Which is most of Italian language. Bodhi. I do love Bodhi. The design is great, first of all. The character is great. He's got a great attitude. He's got a real good vibe. I'm not particularly that big on 80s, but like, I would definitely say that Bodhi is an absolute smash, and I could spend an entire hour explaining to him what that means in common on modern terms. He still probably wouldn't get it, but he would probably enjoy the discussion anyways. Keith. My beloved Gibraltar thief. Uh, little torn. Now, first of all, Old Man Yaoi. I would never take that away. Um, from Dorian, but he's also kind of cool. He's very stylish. I love the style. I honestly adore his, like get up. He's also I love the older gentleman aesthetic. And even when he turns into a fuck, what's that guy who jumps out of the plane and he's never caught? Yes, a sugar daddy aspect definitely is also something I was thinking of because I mean he has this look and he looks like he would be of high, um high stature, I guess. And definitely after he robs a few banks, he would definitely have that dosh. He anyways before he turns into a criminal, he's very polite, he's very nice, he's very kind, he's very helpful. He can open the key. He has the key to my heart. That too, maybe. Um, um. Okay, now I'm gonna ask this one question. Does anybody want me to do another one of those yes East West speeches, or should I just move on? Because I can just wrap this up with a uh she would, and I would absolutely have her crush me. Safely, of course. Yeah, I think it's better. It's better. I just don't. Okay, I do take suggestions. Okay, are we going back to? Is this something specific? Is this something specific relevant about this? Actually, just gotta do it a little bit while waiting for the phrasing to happen. Actually, I think it's better if I do it like this. Um, honestly, while I appreciate the suggestion, I think I might, unless I come up with a really nice way to do that, I think I might, um, I might, oh, fuck. Damn it. It's gonna be, damn it. I kind of want to keep these in, but, unfortunately, that's gonna fuck up with the Dorian thing. I'll think on that, okay? But I kind of have a feeling I'm not sure if I have the confidence for such. What the fuck? Wait, why does Dorian have a fucking line there? Damn it. Dorian. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, I don't know when I did that. Probably when I accidentally switched. Okay, Dorian is like the first character that you're introduced. He's there from the start. He's there in the end. He, I think he's great. I think he's wonderful. He's got a great accent. He's got a great connection to other characters. Lucinda talks him down, and I feel really bad for him. Even if this is not the level, even if this is not the apology that he would want, I'm gonna say smash to make him possibly feel better. And anyways, he's like solid, so not like I could possibly complain. He's also got a lot, as many different sides to him. All right, Phoenicia. I actually did not even talk to Phoenicia in my second playthrough, mostly because the game lets you skip that. But Phoenicia, anyways, she's nice. She's kind of fun. I'm kind of happy that they didn't just go with a like a social media obsessed phone character. She is like active there, but she's more like she she likes posting about things, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think Phoenicia's nice, is friendly, has a little bit of that burnout problem going on, but which one of us hasn't? So I'm just gonna say as a smash, and might be the first character I could to some degree try to fix. Mostly because she's not particularly that damaged to begin with. Zoe, okay, one of the better like hidden slash like secret characters that you do something special for. I love the attitude, love the energy, love the storyline overall, and she actually has a really good story as well. So honestly, I what can I say? Smash. If even if out of reach, the intent is very much there. Can't smash ghosts, but well, depends. The original Ghostbuster has a very specific scene in it, I think, and yeah, I'm surprised how they let that through back in the days. Lady Memoria, now I'm a simple man. I see a goth lady with a robot doggy, and naturally my eyes go awooga, and how does that go again? I hit myself in the head with a hammer, like a mallet, and that cartoon shtick, whatever. But no, Lady Memoria is actually really, if even if we ignore the whole golf aesthetic and like that, her character is actually really great. I like the. She's one of those characters that lets you customize the house a little bit, and she overall has like, despite being like a little gloomy, she's really like, she's surprisingly positive, and is like quite, you know, I don't know. I think she actually surprised me by a lot by just being like a kind of a nice character, like not nasty to any degree. I like that. There's Skylar. Oh my god, should I just move Skylar all the way down as the last one so I know which one is the last one? There we go. Next was Jan. I apologize for the font here, but this absolutely ubustic, the ubsum and kawaii character is a definitely smash. They are cute, they're fun, and they're like silly. What more can I say about them? And I love the I love the use of what are they called again? Not emojis, but that thing. I love the way that they use them, and I love the fact that they also read them out. Like they say them out loud. That's a wonderful little detail. The sassy chap. I wonder what characters do I have left here. Oh, I know what I have left here. Oh, I know what I have left here. Kalmoji, yeah. Okay, sassy chap. Honestly, the character doesn't have much going for them, but they have a really good back and forth with a or like back and forth regarding Demon. And they also tell me every time I talk to them that I'm their favorite player who has ever played the game. So I love pandering. This is absolutely a rigged game, but that's a smash. And I do like the amount of effort they put into the whole quiz or the mini game for the developer data developers. Like, I cannot, let that one go unappreciated. I mean, he's ripped. The personification of existential dread is very ripped and very present, but also an absolute fucking dick. Which can be a good thing or a bad thing, but in this context, I honestly think that he would be a very uncaring lover, and he would treat me like the next piece of meat, even if I would have way less pieces of meat, or even way less meat than your average individual has meat, and I would just be a little twig for them to snap. I did the whole thing again. Crossed out that head. God. I've done this now over 90 times, so it's no wonder that most of them have been smashes. So I do the sign like that. So I don't think enough, especially when I'm talking at the same time. But no, dog is a pass. I wouldn't trust myself with them. Speaking of passes, I'm never gonna recover from, like, okay, I wanted to give Dishy a chance, which is one of the main reasons why I started a second playthrough before doing this list. Also because I need to get these pictures and I couldn't do it in the previous playthrough. I really tried giving Dishy a chance. As cool as a boss fight is, and as funny and interactive as it was to spend 20 minutes listening to him go beep 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 boop, boop 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 beep, it was still fucking terrible, and I am never gonna recover from him describing the different positions that he could be taken in. This is gonna be generational trauma, and thankfully my generation probably ends here. Oh, what the fuck? No, no, no. It hasn't been. Did my stream die? Okay, no. No, the before this was joke. And wait, yeah. And chat was before dog. So yeah, you haven't missed anyone. If that's your current standing. Also, apparently the fuck, I didn't even realize that the music died on the background. Well, I think I could probably Oh, of course the fucking Sinclair. Anyways. What the fuck? What's going on with your browser? Also, you also missed all the doodles I've done. Well. It's not like there was anything specific there. Yeah, that sounds bad. Where was I? Yeah. Wonder how long has that been dead, actually. Well, YouTube, I think, plays for about 2 hours straight, so... Or maybe 3 hours. Maybe it just died. I don't know. But I completely forgot that the music fucking died. Maybe it's for the best. Anyways, yeah, this is an absolute pass. Like, just no saving that. Reggie, however... He's an absolute heartbreaker and a... I see. I appreciate your dedication. And also, by the way, in case I didn't say that already, thanks for keeping track of these. I really could have done a counter by myself, but I kind of forgot that. And they would also add an extra layer of complicity, so it, honestly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. Reggie. Kind of a character that I don't have a lot to say about, even. Like, they're just there to break hearts. Kind of rude, but also I kind of like their style, and they're like very true to themselves. They're not even like that mean, because they're not even mean to me. They just really love heartache. They just really love heartache, and they really like it when it's, you know, a when it's for real. So, you know, honestly, you gotta have a bit of evil in your life at times, I guess. Also, this is once again the Miranda song. I don't know why it would... There are 2 versions of that? Why? Okay. But yeah, no, I think Reggie's just a... alright dude. Honestly, not much to say. Like, there's really little going on with them. Dimity! Catboy. Local Catboy goes missing. Nobody is surprised when they show up a couple days later. I don't, like, what do I say? This stream is very much off schedule right now, and I think I just kinda need to move forward, so I'm just gonna... I'm doing them as one. I don't actually even have Timmy here. I don't think so, at least. I don't remember putting them. Because the answer is same regardless, but different reasonings. Timothy, I think they are, at the end of the day, once they accept you as the once you show them that you appreciate the shit show as well, they will start to respect you a little bit. Timmy is a very much cat boy. All right. Hirohime. Honestly, this is an absolute smash as well. Because who doesn't love world saving tennis playing anime girl with a talking tennis ball, Nekoboru? Yep, that would be correct, I think. Wait, no, there's something. Wait. This would be. Why am I missing some? I'm missing somebody, aren't I? Oh no. Actually, yeah. Also for Nekoboru, yeah. Yeah, this would also a like absolutely. My statement from the first playthrough remains true. Because now would be Skylar. And this would be the last one. Don't tell me I missed one character. Don't tell me that I looked at the fucking list and it was like, oh, I have 102 characters here because I had Luna twice or I had Connie twice. Oh my god. I really should have kept track of this. But yeah, this would be Did you count Reggie? Like just to check. Did you count Reggie? Because things seem to be moving quite well along. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, you go. Okay, fair enough. Okay. This is... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Fuck. Did I miss someone? Let me think. Who could I have missed even? Wait, oh my god, you put... Oh, god, I thought you were just writing down the number. I really should have done that as well. Oh my god, why am I so fucking stupid, though? I'm really trying to remember who I would have missed. Because I am... Abel, Shaq, Maggie, Wendelin. Anybody on the attic that I would have overlooked? I did do Prissy early on. God. boy. Actually, I do have the... Funnily enough, the playlist also has all the names here, so if any that comes along, Nicola, Connie, Parker, Sinclair, Luke, Cam, Ronaldini. I certainly did that one. Jean Lu. Yeah, that was direct skip on that. Barry, Tyrell, Faria, Joshua, Penelope, Jerry, Willie, Rongmawenya, Winifred, Rainey, Scandalabra, Arma, Betty, Demon, Teddy, Benoit, Hirohime, Hanks actually, Drysdale, Washford, Durkin Harper, Clarence, hold on a moment. Yeah, no. Christoph, Lefford, Tony, Bo, Keith, Bodie. Ah, shit, that restarts it again. Fuck. Tina. I did not have Sam on the list. I don't think Sam is one of the... I didn't consider Sam as one because I don't really have a picture. Well, I could have taken a screenshot, but I kind of forgot that, and I also just don't... I think it's just better I actually focus on the... It's better I focus on the actual... How would I say? The actual objects. I didn't really put the... I didn't put the, you know... any of the Valdivian folks there either. Or... Frank. Okay, I honestly can't see anybody I would have missed. Characters, let's see. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I don't know how it's possible that maybe I didn't miss anybody because but like there's 102 characters, I know that. So but there's nobody. I'm checking the list as well, and yeah, actually, yeah. No, I'm genuinely not seeing anybody. I'm not seeing anybody I would have missed. Okay. Well, since I can't figure it out, I'm just gonna wrap this up here. So, I'm guessing I got all the characters. Wait, there is... No, there is... That's literally the last on the list. Yep, well, honestly, if somebody shows up, I'll add that. I'll add that in post. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm really tempted. Can I see the number of layers I have here? Anyway, shape or form. Oh god, because I can't. Can I count them like that as well? Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 per list. There is. That's 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. Okay, so 5 times 16 is 50. 80, that's 80. No, no, that would be 6 times. So that would be 6 times 60 times. Wait, fuck, how does that go again? That would be 60 times. Oh, fuck. 6 times 16 is 96. And that would be 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, I'm actually count. That does mean I'm missing somebody. I am missing somebody. Oh, jeez, what? But how? There. Okay, I'm gonna open the game up, and I'm just gonna, it's this late already. Shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's I shouldn't say this kind of things. I'm at because I get 101 as well. I keep getting 101 as well. 17. Yeah, but like I don't know like. Sausage up game. Jeez.
Date everything.
How is it possible I would have missed one? Because I also checked the list as well. But just in case, I'm just gonna real quickly open the game. Like, is there somebody that does not get on the list? Or am I just stupid? Well, it could be, very likely. But okay, let's see. Dated X. 102 characters. Phoenicia, Celia, Stella. Stella didn't make it to the fucking list. Oh my god. Because she was the last character. Oh my god. Wait, why is she not on the fucking list though? Fuck. Sorry, this is got recent. Can you? I talked about Stella at the very start. I did not. Oh no. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's actually that's on me. That's on me. Yeah, that's actually on me. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. Um Can I like get this? Oh my god. Put it in the no. Okay, and where would the heck on now? Great. It's not. No, okay. Is it here then? Better be here then. It's here. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I had this whole thing and then I fucked it up. Oh, that's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Okay, where's my DEI? Does this have a fucking search functionality? Oh my god. Oh, well, it like literally has something I modified just today. Pictures. Why are you like this? Where did I fucking save that? Oh, it's in the fuck. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I have this in the wrong fucking folder. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Was 10 minutes of just me fucking up. I'm so sorry. Alright. Alright, it's so late. I'm just gonna do this fast. I don't. Stella, unfortunately, is that one character I don't really know how to properly judge because I never got. I didn't finish the love route. Yeah, like the whole pyramid scheme thing. I don't much like that. She's also really insistent about it. She knows that it's a scam, and she still insists on sticking to it. Like I just kind of don't. I don't like that. But also, she's got like a nice positive attitude. But I can't just I call me crazy, but I can't look past a genuine pyramid scheme. Now one is trying to inflict on others, or if impart on others just because they're a little bored or tired or don't really just quote unquote don't want to like I bet that there is a quest line for a storyline for her where she gives up on that thing, but also like the fact that she literally gets upset with you for banning the entire airway or the air in a can product after Florence has been literally struggling financially because of it for God knows how long. I think that is such a petty fucking thing for her to do that I have to give her a pass. Like, this is not a slide at older women. This is a slide at, pyramid schemes. Snide, that's what I meant to say. I simply cannot. Also, is that actually recording? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. So, with that, we move on to the first character in the game and the last character on the list, Skylar Specs. The one who starts this whole thing and ends this whole thing. Never going to realize them, but I like the fact that they are simultaneously a menu, like they provide info while they also have their own character story arc. They're fun, they're positive, they're quirky. They wear a lesbian skirt. Like, what's there not to like? The fact that she wears glasses? I don't think that's as much as she says that's a problem, I don't think it is. Then again, that once again was an excuse. Honestly, I think I'll end this list with a bang, so I'm gonna say oh god, I'm the wrong fucking layer. I ruined my fucking joke. Oh god. Smash. Yay! It's over. This was 3.5 hours of me just fucking around for so long, and I'm so sorry for everyone, but I did it. Which is maybe something I should also apologize for, but it's over. Yeah. Also, it's late. I'm so sorry. I gotta yeah, I'll wrap this up. So 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 final results are, what is that, a 90? Is it 90 or 91 out of 100? And two are Smash. Wait, really? 85? Huh. So I actually gave like a proper thought into this. Wow. Damn. Oh yeah, I did pass on 17. I just can't count. Okay, that's yeah. Huh. Honestly, I think this is a lot better than if I were just gone Smash with all of them. Yeah. But yeah, so that was this much talked and fabled Smash Pass for Day Everything characters. Yay! I'm gonna post this on YouTube. I'll edit a little bit probably because I have a lot of downtime here. Yeah. I know which ones I pass. I know very well which ones I pass. So, but anyways, thank you so much for keeping track. I'm so sorry that I didn't have this better. I didn't have this arranged better myself. Uh, I had ideas, but those would have really fucked things up even further. But if I had more time, yeah. But yeah, thank you all. I'm so sorry. Bye, C's.